Welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a scenario that feels like it's straight out of a James Bond movie. What if a supervillain managed to blow up part of the moon? While it might sound like pure science fiction, let's explore the real-world implications. What would happen to Earth if a chunk of our moon was suddenly obliterated? How would this affect our planet's stability? And could humanity survive the fallout? Let's break it down. First, let's set the scene. The moon is much more than just a beautiful fixture in the night sky. It plays a critical role in the stability of Earth's environment. It controls our ocean tides, helps regulate our climate, and even influences the tilt of our planet's axis. So, what would happen if a significant part of the moon was destroyed in a massive explosion? Could Earth be thrown into chaos, or would life find a way to go on? Let's explore the science behind this doomsday scenario. Immediate consequences, the lunar catastrophe. Imagine this, a Bond-style supervillain equipped with advanced technology and vast resources executes a plan to blow up a large portion of the moon. The explosion itself would be a sight to behold, a massive fireball visible from Earth as a portion of the moon is shattered into countless fragments. Depending on the size and location of the blast, debris from the moon could be hurled into space, with some of it inevitably falling back to Earth. The immediate threat to Earth would come from these lunar fragments. As they rain down on our planet, these fragments could range from tiny dust particles to massive chunks of rock, and the impacts could be catastrophic. Picture this, lunar meteors crashing into the oceans, triggering tsunamis that devastate coastal cities. Larger fragments could cause massive wildfires if they strike forests, or even flatten entire cities if they hit land. The damage could be comparable to the asteroid impact that wiped out the dinosaurs 65 million years ago, except this time it's not a natural disaster but the result of human, or rather supervillain, intervention. But the destruction doesn't stop there. The moon's gravitational pull is what drives the ocean tides. If a large portion of the moon were destroyed, the tides could become chaotic and unpredictable. Some areas might experience extreme high tides, leading to catastrophic coastal flooding, while others could see the tides diminish almost entirely, which would severely disrupt marine life. This disruption could have ripple effects across the entire global climate system, potentially leading to more extreme weather patterns and further environmental instability. Long-term consequences, the Earth's stability in peril. Let's move beyond the immediate destruction and consider the long-term consequences of this lunar catastrophe. One of the moon's most important functions is stabilizing Earth's axial tilt. This tilt is responsible for giving us our seasons, providing the planet with relatively stable and predictable weather patterns. Without the moon's stabilizing influence, Earth's tilt could start to wobble over time. This could lead to extreme seasonal changes. Imagine summers where temperatures skyrocket to unbearable levels, and winters where much of the planet is plunged into a deep freeze. These drastic climate changes would make it incredibly difficult for life to survive, potentially triggering mass extinction events as ecosystems struggle to adapt to the new conditions. But that's not all. The moon also acts as a brake on Earth's rotation, gradually slowing it down over millions of years. This effect has helped to lengthen our days from the chaotic, fast-spinning Earth of billions of years ago to the 24-hour days we know today. If a significant part of the moon were destroyed, this braking effect could be reduced, potentially speeding up Earth's rotation. This could shorten our days and nights, leading to less time for ecosystems to recover from the heat of day or the cold of night. Faster rotation could also lead to more intense weather systems, with stronger storms and more extreme winds becoming the norm. The loss of a stable moon could also lead to increased tectonic activity. The gravitational pull of the moon affects not only the oceans, but also the Earth's crust. A destabilized moon could trigger more frequent and severe earthquakes and volcanic activity, adding another layer of chaos to an already unstable planet. Could this really happen? The science behind the scenario. Now you might be wondering, how could a supervillain even pull this off? Is it really possible to blow up part of the moon? In the world of James Bond, we've seen supervillains with access to incredible technology and vast resources. But could someone really destroy a significant portion of the moon? While it's highly unlikely with today's technology, the concept isn't entirely impossible if we're talking about futuristic weapons or massive amounts of explosives. The energy required to blow up a significant portion of the moon would be astronomical, far beyond what any nation or villain currently has at their disposal. The amount of explosives needed to shatter a substantial part of the moon would be on the scale of millions of megatons, orders of magnitude more powerful than all the nuclear weapons ever created combined. The logistical challenges alone would be mind-boggling, from transporting and assembling such a massive payload to ensuring it detonates with the desired effect. But in a speculative, Bond-esque world where technological limitations are pushed to the extreme, we can entertain the possibility, however remote. The environmental and social impact life after the moon's destruction. Let's shift focus and consider the environmental and social impacts of such an event. The destruction of part of the moon wouldn't just affect the physical environment, it would have profound social and psychological impacts as well. The moon has been a constant presence in human history, inspiring art, culture, and science. Its sudden destruction could lead to a global sense of loss and anxiety. People might feel less connected to the night sky. And the disappearance of familiar lunar phases could disrupt cultural and religious practices tied to the moon. Economically, the fallout could be massive. Space tourism, lunar mining operations, and other commercial ventures could be devastated by the destruction of part of the moon. The global economy could be thrown into turmoil as nations and companies scramble to adapt to the new reality. Lunar projects that were once promising could be abandoned. And the space race could take on a new, darker tone as nations compete not for exploration, but for dominance in a new and dangerous space environment. Humanity's response: can we survive and rebuild? In the face of such a catastrophic event, humanity would need to come together to mitigate the damage and rebuild. Nations might unite to form a global response team dedicated to addressing the environmental and economic fallout. Scientists would work around the clock to study the long-term effects and develop strategies to adapt to the new conditions. Space agencies could accelerate plans for colonizing other celestial bodies, seeing the moon's destruction as a wake-up call for the need to expand beyond Earth. There would also be a strong push to prevent such an event from ever happening again. International space laws could be strengthened, with harsher penalties for those who attempt to weaponize space. New technologies could be developed to monitor and protect celestial bodies, ensuring that they remain intact for future generations. The shock of seeing part of the moon destroyed could serve as a catalyst for a new era of global cooperation in space, as humanity realizes the fragility of our place in the cosmos. So what do you think? Could a Bond-style supervillain or even a rogue nation really destroy part of the moon? And if it happened, how would Earth and humanity cope with the consequences? Is space war a possibility in our future, or will we find a way to prevent such catastrophic events? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the scenarios that could reshape our world. Until next time, keep questioning, stay curious, and let's hope our moon stays in one piece. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.